Hello, and welcome to Escape, an SCP story. So, this is a story that I've written, and it's the very first horror story I've ever written, and I wrote it back in 2018, so a little over 2 years ago by now. And it's not the best story, but it's also not the worst. I would say it's pretty decent, especially for my first horror story. But yeah, if I have other stories, and they're posted on Wattpad, so if you want to read my other stories I've posted on Wattpad, my username is Purple Proxy. So if you want to go check me out and maybe read some of my other stories I've posted too. Anyways, here's the description for Escape, an SCP story. A D-class in the SCP Foundation is eager to finally leave after being there for almost a month. However, he begins hearing rumors about Termination Day, a day when all D-class are killed by the Foundation. The D-class, now terrified of what might come, tries to think of a way to escape. Suddenly, things become even worse when a containment breach occurs. The frightened D-class must now find a way to escape, while trying to avoid getting killed by an SCP. Alright, now I'm going to read journal entry number 27. So, this page is supposed to be like a journal entry written by the main character who is a D-class. So this is a D-class's journal entry. Alright, journal entry number 27. This is my 27th journal entry, which means I've been here at the SCP Foundation for 27 days. I'm looking forward for when me and a bunch of other D-class are released from the SCP Foundation at the end of this month. Although, I have been hearing rumors from the other D-class. They've been saying that at the end of this month, all D-class are going to be killed. I don't know whether or not to believe these rumors. I guess I'll just have to find out in 3 more days, when me and the other D-class are supposed to be released. End journal entry number 27. Chapter 1. The Containment Breach. I went to bed after writing my journal. The bed was slightly cold, but I was used to it by now. I went to sleep, but when I woke up, it was a lot more quiet than usual. I turned the light on in my cell and checked the clock to see what time it was. It was about 4:30 in the morning. I've never woken up this early before, and the guards usually didn't let D-class out of their cells until 7 a.m. I wasn't tired anymore, so I decided to wait in my cell until it was time for the guards to let me out. After waiting for almost 2 hours, I finally heard people talking outside my cell door. It sounded like 2 guards, but their voices were a bit muffled. I put my ear against the door so I could hear what they were saying. Guard 1. So, are you ready for Termination Day? I know I am. Guard 2. Of course I'm ready. I've been waiting to kill those D-class ever since they got here. Guard 1. Well, in just 2 more days, we won't have to deal with those D-class anymore. Guard 2. I can't believe they actually thought we were going to let them go at the end of the month. D-class are such idiots. Guard 1. You got that right. After listening to what the guards had said, I was in a state of shock. I couldn't believe what I heard. The rumors were true, I thought to myself. I started panicking, and all I could think about was that I'm going to die. I paced around my cell for about 5 minutes, when suddenly an alarm came on and my cell door opened. I was very confused. This has never happened before. I thought to myself, what's going on? Is this a drill or something? I slowly stepped out of my cell and looked around. All the other cell doors were open, but no one was in them. The alarm was still going off. Then suddenly, there was an announcement. Announcer. This is not a drill. There has been a containment breach. All D-class need to remain in cells or will otherwise be terminated. After hearing the announcement, I knew I had to escape or find a place to hide. I ran to the end of the hallway and opened a door that led to a large, open room.